Hello, and welcome here. Take a slow, deep breath with me. Allow your shoulders to soften, your mind to gently quiet its restless hum. Perhaps you've arrived feeling a quiet weariness, a subtle exhaustion, not from physical labor, but from the endless cycles of thought that seem to run on repeat. You might feel a gentle pull towards something more, something different, yet find yourself caught in the stillness. The modern world, with its relentless pace, often leaves us with a profound sense of inner bewilderment, a feeling of being lost in a maze of possibilities, where every exit is guarded by the fear of choosing the wrong one. You might be navigating complex relationships, feeling the strain of unspoken expectations, or simply longing for a deeper connection with your own authentic self. This space, it's for the part of you that yearns for clarity, for movement, for a quiet confidence that transcends the endless loop of analysis. We often stand at the precipice of change not because the cliff is too high, but because the first step feels too heavy. It is not the monumental leap that paralyzes us, but the meticulous mental mapping of every possible landing, every unforeseen gust of wind. The longest journey begins not with a step, but this belief isn't a grand declaration. It is a quiet knowing that forms the bedrock of all genuine progress. It is the silent agreement you make with yourself that despite the uncertainty, the inherent possibility of movement exists, a potential waiting to be tapped. The weight of inaction often feels safer than the lightness of an unknown beginning, yet true safety resides in the gentle unfolding of your own capabilities. The whisper of inaction is often louder than the roar of a dream. You hear the dream, the vision, the yearning for a different path. It is vibrant, compelling, full of promise. But then a subtle, almost imperceptible whisper begins. It is the voice of doubt, of what if, of not yet. This whisper, insidious in its quiet persistence, suggests that perhaps it is not the right time, it's not a thunderous declaration of impossibility, rather. It's a soft, continuous drone that slowly erodes the foundation of your conviction. This whisper often masquerades as prudence, as caution, as wisdom. It tells you to think just a little longer, to plan just a little more meticulously, to gather just one more piece of information. It creates a comfortable illusion of progress through contemplation, a false sense. It tells you that safety lies in the known, even if the known is a cage of your own design, while the dream beckons from a wild, uncharted territory. This seemingly innocuous whisper, when given too much air, grows in volume, not in actual sound, but in its psychological weight. It becomes a heavy blanket of inertia, suffocating the vibrant flames of your aspirations. The dream, once a roaring fire, dwindles to embers, easily extinguished by the slightest breeze of perceived obstacle. The potential for movement, the very essence of growth, becomes paralyzed by the constant internal debate, the endless calculation of risks that are often magnified in the quiet echo chambers of the mind. You find yourself trapped, not by external barriers, but by the internal monologue that convinces you that thinking fey about fey doing is a substitute for actually fey doing fey. Recognize this whisper. Understand its deceptive nature. It is not always a protector. Sometimes it is merely a jailer of your own making, designed to keep you from the discomfort of the unknown, and therefore from the exhilaration. To quiet this whisper, to allow the dream to reclaim its roar, you must choose to act. Not perfectly, not grandly, but simply, authentically. A single intentional step can cut through the cacophony of internal debate, allowing the clarity of purpose to emerge from the silence of gentle, decisive movement. Your mind is not a map, but a compass. A map shows you every path, every obstacle, every turn. A compass, however, points to true north, guiding your overall direction without dictating every micro-movement. We tend to treat our thoughts as if they are exhaustive blueprints, believing that if we just think enough, we will account for every variable, mitigate every risk, and guarantee a perfect outcome. This is a burden too heavy for any mind to bear. The mind's true power lies not in predicting the future, but in orienting It is a tool for alignment, not for absolute control. When you rely solely on the map of your thoughts, you become fixated on the details, paralyzed by the sheer volume of potential detours and dead ends. You forget that the journey itself is the teacher, and the terrain often reveals itself only as you move through it. Trust your inner compass. Let it guide your general direction, and be open to the winding paths that the wisdom you gain from each step, each stumble, each slight course correction is far more valuable than any imagined foresight. Let your mind serve as a gentle guide, not an exhaustive planner, allowing space for the organic unfolding of your unique path. Perfection is a mirage that keeps you thirsty in the desert of potential. We often wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan. The perfect moment never truly arrives because life is a dynamic, ever-changing landscape. The pursuit of perfection is an act of self-sabotage disguised as diligent preparation. It tells you that what you have now is not enough, that who you are now is not ready. This insidious belief keeps you forever on the sidelines, observing, critiquing, but never truly participating in the vibrant dance of life. The fear of imperfection is, at its core, a fear of judgment either from others or from your own inner critic. It makes you believe that a flawed attempt is worse than no attempt at all. But consider the artist who never puts brush to canvas for fear of a messy stroke, or the writer who never types a word for fear of an awkward sentence. Their masterpieces remain locked within, unexpressed and unrealized. It's in the smudges and the erasures, the rewrites and the redos, that character and resilience are forged. Let go of the need for flawless execution. Embrace the beauty of the unfinished, the courage of the first draft. The act of doing, however imperfect, is always more valuable than the most meticulously planned inaction. It is through these imperfect actions that you find your rhythm, refine your craft, and ultimately, only by letting go of perfection can you truly begin to create, to live, and to evolve. If these thoughts resonate with your spirit, consider allowing this space to grow with you. A simple like or subscription helps this message reach others who may also be searching. Action isn't the absence of fear, but the decision that something else is more important. We mistakenly believe that courage means not feeling afraid. Fear is a natural human response to uncertainty, to the unknown. It is a biological alarm system designed to keep us safe. But often in modern life, this alarm system is overactive, mistaking opportunity for danger, growth for threat. The true act of courage lies not in the eradication of fear, but in acknowledging its presence and choosing to act anyway. It is the conscious decision to place your values. Imagine a parent rushing into a burning building to save their child. They are undoubtedly terrified, but their love, their sense of duty, is a more powerful force. Similarly, when you choose action despite fear, you are declaring that your growth, your purpose, your authentic self, matters more than the temporary sensation of anxiety. This doesn't mean ignoring fear. It means looking it directly in the eye and saying, it is a subtle but profound shift in internal power dynamics. Every small act of courage builds a new pathway in your mind, reinforcing the belief that you are capable, resilient, and master of your own destiny. Allow fear to be a passenger, but never the driver of your life. Let your commitment to what truly matters be the fuel for your forward movement, propelling you gently but firmly beyond the perceived limitations. We are often so afraid of making a mistake, of choosing the wrong path, that we remain frozen in indecision. Yet life is not a single linear highway with one correct destination. It is a vast, intricate labyrinth, and every turn, every detour, every apparent dead end offers a unique lesson. The fear of making a wrong turn implies a perfect, preordained right turn, a path. This rigid thinking robs you of the richness of experience that comes from exploration. When you choose not to act, you are not avoiding a wrong turn. You are choosing the wrong turn of stagnation, of unlived potential. The wisdom of life is not found in avoiding mistakes, but in embracing them as invaluable teachers. Every wrong turn reveals something about yourself, about the world, about what truly resonates. Consider the artist who makes a mistake with a brushstroke, only to discover a new technique or a beautiful imperfection, or the scientist whose failed experiment leads to a breakthrough in an unexpected direction. These moments of deviation are often where true innovation and self-discovery lie. Don't be afraid to veer off course. Don't be afraid to experiment. The real failure is not in stumbling, but in never stepping out. Embrace the journey with all its twists and turns, for it is in the active navigation of life that you truly discover who you are and what you are capable of becoming. Your external world is a reflection of your internal conversation. The way you speak to yourself, the the stories you tell yourself, the beliefs you hold about your capabilities, these are the silent architects of your reality. If your internal world is filled with doubts, with I can'ts and it is too hards, then your external actions will likely mirror that hesitation, that paralysis. You will see obstacles everywhere, confirming your deepest fears. Conversely, if your internal dialogue is one of quiet determination, of I will try and I am capable, then your external world will begin to shift, revealing opportunities. This isn't about magical thinking, it is about the profound impact of your mindset on your perception and your behavior. When your inner voice constantly critiques and second guesses, your energy is diverted from action to internal debate. You become your own most formidable barrier. When you shift this internal conversation from judgment to encouragement, from analysis to gentle initiation, you unlock a powerful force within. The external world doesn't magically change, but your capacity to engage with it, to shape it, to find your place within it, expands exponentially. Pay attention to the quiet hum of your inner voice. Is it a supportive ally or a relentless critic? Cultivate a conversation of self-compassion and gentle self-belief, for it is from this nurturing inner space that the most courageous and transformative actions spring forth, allowing your external reality to slowly, beautifully align with your deepest aspirations. True strength is not in resisting life, but in allowing it to flow through you and then choosing your response. We often expend vast amounts of energy resisting what is, fighting against circumstances, relationships. This resistance is a form of inaction, a struggle to control what cannot be controlled, leading to mental and emotional exhaustion. Instead of acting within the current reality, we battle against its very existence. True strength, however, emerges when you soften, when you observe life's currents without immediate judgment or fierce opposition. It is the ability to acknowledge what is, to feel it. From this place of calm observation, you gain the clarity to choose your response, rather than simply reacting. It's the difference between being swept away by a powerful river and consciously choosing to navigate its currents with skill and intention. This allowing doesn't mean passive acceptance of injustice or complacency in the face of challenge. It means letting go of the internal struggle against reality so that you can gather your. It's about accepting the rain and then deciding whether to seek shelter, open an umbrella, or dance in the downpour. This conscious choice, made from a place of inner stillness rather than reactive turmoil, is the most powerful form of action you can take. It empowers you to be a participant in your life, not merely a victim of circumstance. Allow life to be as it is, and then with clear eyes and a steady heart, this is where your authentic power truly lies. Growth is not found in the comfortable, but in the gentle stretching beyond it. We all crave comfort, predictability, and ease. These are natural human desires. However, when comfort becomes our sole guide, it can morph into a cage, preventing us from experiencing the expansive possibilities that lie just beyond our current reach. Growth inherently involves a degree of discomfort, a gentle stretching of our perceived limits. It's like a seed pushing through hard soil, or a muscle strengthening through resistance. The discomfort isn't a sign that you are on the wrong path. Often, it is a clear indicator that you are on the path of evolution. This doesn't mean seeking out unnecessary pain or pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion. It means consciously choosing to step slightly outside your comfort zone, to try something new, to engage with a challenge, to learn a skill that feels unfamiliar. It is the moment you choose to speak up when you'd normally stay silent, to offer a helping hand when you'd normally pass by, to attempt a project you've always feared. These gentle stretches are not meant to break you, but to expand your capacity, to reveal your hidden reserves of resilience and creativity. Each time you embrace this intentional discomfort, you send a powerful message to yourself. I am capable of more. I am willing to grow. And with each expansion, your comfort zone itself expands, allowing you to navigate an increasingly rich and fulfilling life. Don't fear the edge of your comfort. Greet it as an invitation, a doorway to the next version of yourself. Step gently, but step bravely. Your engagement through a like or a subscription helps to nurture this shared journey. To know yourself is to observe your patterns and then choose to break the ones that no longer serve you. Much of our lives are lived on autopilot, guided by habits, beliefs, and reactions formed long ago. We often repeat the same patterns in relationships, in our work, in our self-talk, without truly understanding why. To stop thinking and start doing in this context means to become a mindful observer of your own inner landscape and your outward behaviors. It means pausing before reacting, asking yourself, is this truly me? Is this serving my highest good? This moment of conscious observation creates a tiny space, a sacred pause between stimulus and response. In this space, freedom resides. In this space, breaking a pattern isn't about violent upheaval. It is about gentle, consistent redirection. It might be choosing a different response to a challenging comment, rather than falling back into old defensiveness. It might be opting for a small productive task instead of habitually scrolling social media. It might be choosing self-compassion over self-criticism. This act of breaking a pattern is an act of self-love. It is a tangible step towards reclaiming your agency, towards aligning your actions with the person you aspire to be. The real work isn't in dissecting every root of every pattern, but in gently, deliberately, choosing a new path in the present moment. Observe, choose, act. This is the quiet revolution of self-mastery, transforming your life one conscious choice at a time. The voice of regret speaks loudest for the paths untaken, not the ones walked imperfectly. When we look back on our lives, the deepest pangs of sorrow often arise not from our mistakes or our stumbles, but from the opportunities we let slip by, the dreams we never dared to pursue, the words we left unsaid, the experiences we feared to embrace. The fear of regret for taking action is often dwarfed by the profound, persistent echo of regret for inaction. The paths we walk, even when imperfect, even when challenging, leave us with lessons, with stories, with growth. They shape us, refine us, and reveal our resilience. But the paths untaken remain ethereal, haunting what-ifs that can never be truly satisfied. They represent a phantom limb of potential, a part of ourselves that was never allowed to fully manifest. This isn't a call to reckless abandon, but a gentle urging to prioritize experience over endless deliberation. To choose action, even small, imperfect action, is to choose life. It is to fill your reservoir with memories, with learning, with the rich tapestry of being. Don't allow the fear of a potential stumble prevent you from the profound. The joy of a life well lived is not found in its flawlessness, but in its fullness. A fullness crafted by every step, every choice, every courageous beginning, no matter how uncertain the outcome seemed at the time. Let your future self thank your present self for the courage to simply begin. Your intuition is a quiet guide. Your thoughts are a bustling marketplace. The problem with relying solely on thought for decision making is that the mind is a chaotic arena filled with competing voices, external pressures, anxieties, and logical calculations. It is like trying to hear a delicate whisper in the middle of a noisy marketplace. Your intuition, however, is that whisper. It's a subtle knowing, a gut feeling, a gentle inclination that often holds a deeper wisdom. It speaks from a place beyond reason, connecting with a profound understanding of your true needs and desires. To stop thinking and start doing means learning to quiet the mental clamor enough to hear that intuitive voice, and then trusting it enough to take a gentle step. This doesn't mean abandoning logic entirely, but rather allowing intuition to set the initial direction, and then using thought to help navigate the practicalities. The mind can become Instead, practice listening to that first, quiet impulse. Does it feel expansive? Does it feel aligned? Often, the answer to your deepest questions isn't found in more thinking, but in a quiet moment of internal attunement, followed by a courageous act of trust. Begin with a small intuitive step, and watch how the path unfolds. The universe often reveals the next step only after you've taken the one before. Cultivate this sacred relationship with your inner wisdom, and allow it to gently lead you towards your authentic unfolding. Success is not a destination, but the consistent journey of showing up. We are often conditioned to view success as a grand achievement, a final victory, a moment when all struggles cease and everything falls into place. This external outcome dependent definition of success is often fleeting. When you define success as a destination, you are always waiting to arrive, always feeling that you are not there yet. This robs you of the joy and fulfillment of the present moment, of the actual living. True success, however, is a much gentler, more profound concept. It is the consistent act of showing up for your life, for your values, for your dreams, day after day, regardless of the immediate outcome. It is the dedication to your craft, the commitment to your growth, the courage to keep trying, even when the path is unclear or the results are not what you expected. It is the daily practice, the small, consistent efforts, the quiet perseverance. Every time you choose to act, to learn, to contribute, to love, you are succeeding. Each gentle step forward, each moment when you shift your definition of success from a future outcome to a present practice, you empower yourself to experience fulfillment in every single moment of your journey. You realize that the doing itself, the consistent engagement with your purpose, is the ultimate reward. So release the heavy burden of a distant perfect destination. Instead, embrace the gentle, continuous flow of showing up, for this is where true and in our modern world we are inundated with choices, what to eat, what to watch, what career path to take, how to live our lives. While freedom of choice is a valuable asset, an overabundance of options can become paralyzing. When faced with an overwhelming array of possibilities, the mind often retreats, unable to commit to one path for fear of missing out on another, or simply overwhelmed by the sheer mental effort required to evaluate instead of trying to find the best or perfect choice among countless options. Choose a good enough path, and then commit to it. Begin with a single clear step. The act of choosing, even if it feels imperfect, breaks the paralysis. It provides momentum. Once you are in motion, other options often clarify themselves or become less relevant. The path reveals itself as you walk it. Don't waste precious. Simply pick a starting point that feels reasonably aligned with your values, and then take action. The clarity you seek will not be found in more contemplation, but in the gentle feedback that comes from engaging with reality. Reduce the mental load, choose a single direction, and allow the act of doing to illuminate your way forward. Sometimes the most profound wisdom lies in the simplicity of a single decisive step. It is easy to look at your present situation and feel constrained, limited by resources, relationships, or past experiences. We can become so fixated on what is that we lose sight of what could be. This thinking can trap us in a cycle of passive acceptance, where we believe our current reality is an unchangeable fate. However, every moment is an opportunity for a new beginning, a fresh choice. To stop thinking and start doing means to shift your focus from lamenting your current circumstances to actively shaping your next steps. It means recognizing that you have agency, that even the smallest action can begin to alter the trajectory of your life. Don't wait for ideal conditions to emerge. Don't allow past failures or present limitations to define your potential. Instead, ask yourself, given where I am right now, this could be a small act of learning, a tiny habit change, a courageous conversation. Each conscious action, no matter how insignificant it seems, creates a ripple effect, slowly but surely transforming your landscape. Your circumstances do not define you, your response to them does. Embrace your starting point with courage, for it is from this very place that your most powerful journey of transformation will begin. The future is not a predetermined path, but a canvas awaiting the gentle, intentional strokes of your present actions. The universe does not respond to your thoughts, but to your actions. We can spend endless hours visualizing, affirming, and planning, believing that our thoughts alone will manifest our desires. While intention and belief are powerful, they are incomplete without the tangible act of doing. The world, in its beautiful physical reality, is shaped by engagement, by effort, by the translation of inner vision into outer form. Your deepest desires, your most profound aspirations, are like seeds. Thoughts are the intention to plant them, but action is the act of putting them into the earth, nourishing them, tending to them. Without the physical act, the seed remains dormant, its potential unrealized. Consider the river that carves its path through stone, not by thinking about it, but by persistently flowing. Or the tree that grows towards the sun, not by wishing, but by actively stretching its roots and branches. These are acts of doing, of engagement with the physical world. If you desire change, if you yearn for a different reality, then you must interact with it. You must show up, you must engage. You must take the steps, however small. The universe, in its intricate dance of cause and effect, responds to your participation. It mirrors your efforts, reflects your courage, and amplifies your gentle, consistent actions. Let your doing be the language through which you communicate your desires to the world, and watch as the world begins to respond in kind. Your true self is revealed not in contemplation, but in creation. We spend so much time pondering who we are, trying to define ourselves through introspection, through analyzing our feelings and thoughts. While self-reflection is valuable, it can become an endless loop if it is not grounded in the tangible act of bringing something forth. Your true essence, your unique gifts, your authentic voice are not static concepts waiting to be discovered in the quiet recesses of your mind. They are dynamic forces that, when you create something, whether it's a meal, a piece of writing, a solution to a problem, a garden, or a meaningful connection, you are literally giving form to your inner world. You are taking your thoughts, your values, your intentions, and translating them into something real, something that exists outside of yourself. It is in this act of externalization that you truly encounter yourself. You see your strengths, your weaknesses, It doesn't require grand artistry. It requires genuine engagement. It's the gentle choice to make, to build, to solve, to express. Don't wait for perfect clarity about who you are before you begin to act. Begin to act, and in the process of creating, you will discover the rich, evolving tapestry of your authentic self. Your life is your greatest work of art. Dare to begin painting it, one gentle stroke at a time. We often envision courage as a heroic, dramatic act facing down a dragon, leading a revolution. And while these are indeed courageous, the courage required for daily living is far more subtle, yet equally transformative. It's the courage to send that difficult email, to have that uncomfortable conversation, to start that small project, to say no when you want to, or yes when it feels scary. These are small acts, but each one is a gentle defiance of fear, a quiet assertion of your own agency. And with each assertion, something fundamental shifts within you. New neural pathways are formed, reinforcing the belief that you are capable, that you are resilient, that you can navigate discomfort. Imagine a dense forest where no one has ever walked. The first time you push through, it is hard. Similarly, each small act of courage carves a clearer path through the dense forest of your doubts and anxieties. It builds momentum, not just outwardly, but inwardly. You begin to trust yourself more. You become less intimidated by uncertainty. You start to see possibilities where before you only saw barriers. Don't wait for a grand moment to be courageous. Embrace the quiet, daily opportunities to step gently beyond your comfort zone. Each small act is a profound investment in your future self, building a foundation of inner strength that will serve you throughout your life. Allow these gentle acts of courage to illuminate the endless possibilities that lie within your reach. The present moment is your only point of power. All action lives here. We tend to live our lives caught between the regrets of the past and the anxieties of the future. Our minds are often This mental time travel, while seemingly productive, robs us of our only true sphere of influence, the present moment. You cannot change what has been, nor can you fully control what is to come. But you can choose right now in this breath to take an intentional action. All doing, all creation, all growth happens in the now. The seed is planted in the present. The word is spoken in the present. The first step is taken in the present. The power to shift your life, to bring your dreams into reality, resides exclusively in your willingness to engage with this very moment. It is a gentle invitation to ground yourself, to feel your feet on the earth, to notice the sounds around you, and then, from this place of presence, to make a conscious choice. What one small thing can you do right now that aligns with your deeper intentions? It doesn't have to be monumental. It could be simple. When you bring your full awareness to your actions in the present, you imbue them with power and intention. Release the burden of past and future. Anchor yourself in the now, for this is where your agency resides, and where your most profound transformations truly begin. The present moment is not merely a fleeting segment of time. It is the sacred space of creation, the only place where true action is possible. I hope these